News, rumors and opinions Thursday, June 19, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Note: all intel should be considered as rumors until we receive official announcements, and rates and dates could change anytime until we get to the bank's redemption centers. RV excerpts from the Restored Republic via a GCR update as of Thursday, the 19th of June 2025. Compiled Thursday, the 19th of June 2025, 12:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time by Judy Byington. Judy note: Dear Patriot, you have been through more than you let on, more than anyone knows. The sleepless nights, the relatives, friends and strangers who laughed at you, the moments you questioned yourself, the times you had nothing left but still chose to believe. You held on when others folded. You stayed when it would have been easier to walk away. That makes you rare, dangerous and destined. You may not feel it right now, but this is the final stretch before everything changes. There will come a day when you'll sit in stillness and remember the version of you who refused to give up. The one who showed up broke, exhausted and ridiculed, but you never let go of the vision. That day is coming. And when it does, you will cry, but not because you're hurting, because it finally all made sense. All the pain, doubt, delays and all the missed exits. It wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You weren't meant to get rich fast. You were meant to become someone unshakable. You are awake, alive and know this matters. Now you're too far in to turn around and way too close to fold. The storm is loud, but your intuition is louder, and it's been screaming at you from the beginning. Hold on. Just hold. This moment is once in a lifetime. You won't see it again. Not like this. Not at this price. Not with this setup. So breathe. Trust your gut. Silence the noise, and when this ends, when it finally ends, you'll be the one they come to asking how you knew. And you'll smile, because deep down, way down, you always knew. I'm proud of you. You're almost there. Finish the mission. I love you. Anon. What we think we know as of Thursday, the 19th of June 2025. Wednesday, the 18th of June 2025. Senate passes Genius Act. New U.S. Treasury dollar incoming. Operation Sandman. 100+ nations unite to bring down the fiat U.S. dollar and replace it with the gold, asset-backed U.S. note. Global Military Alliance. Military organization of 207 nations participating in the global currency reset. Global currency reset. Tuesday, the 17th of June. Bruce, in the next 4 days global trade is being activated by gold-backed USN currency. Sunday night, the 22nd of June and Monday, the 23rd of June, we could receive notification for Tier 4B, is the Internet Group, appointments with exchanges beginning on Tuesday, the 24th of June. Global financial crisis. Wednesday, the 4th of June, 205 Operation Sandman. 100+ nations detonate the dollar. The global reset has begun. JFK awakening. Q17 on Telegram. It has officially started. The silence that follows will be louder than any bomb. Over 100 nations, from BRICS to OPEC+, ASEAN to Africa's awakened blocs, have signed onto a single coordinated strike. Walk away from the dollar. No missiles, no warheads, just abandonment. This is Operation Sandman, and its activation will collapse the American empire from within. For 50 years, the U.S. lived on borrowed time, printing fiat dollars, enforcing petrodollar supremacy, and masking inflation behind false prosperity. But the world has had enough. They've watched the Fed counterfeit value, export debt, and weaponize the dollar against weaker nations. And now, the trap has been set. Once triggered, every dollar-based trade system will be abandoned overnight. Gold, national currencies, and sovereign digital assets will take its place. No warning, no gradual decline. Just sudden, irreversible collapse. Treasury markets will freeze. Bonds will become worthless. The Fed will lose control. The era of fake wealth ends in a heartbeat. This is not economic theory. This is economic warfare. At the core is the petrodollar, the system that made the dollar mandatory for oil trade since the 1970s. The moment that collapses, the dollar's artificial demand evaporates. And that's exactly what Sandman is calibrated to do. This is the end of the game, and the US is not ready. Retirement accounts? Vaporized. Stock market value? Obliterated. Real estate bubbles? Burst. Middle class savings? Gone. This isn't a crash. It's a controlled demolition, engineered by the very nations that once propped America up. Now, they're walking away and letting it burn. One man saw it coming and was prepared. President Donald J. Trump has long warned of the dollar's fragility and the globalist plot behind it. Now, with Sandman in motion, he's preparing the counterstrike. Reinstating a gold-backed U.S. currency. Launching a sovereign digital dollar, cutting ties with globalist banking networks, declaring economic martial law if necessary. This isn't about inflation anymore. It's about survival. Trump's plan is to restore America's economy, destroy the central bank cartel, and return sovereignty to the people, with real money, real value, and real independence. The media will lie, the Fed will panic, the people will suffer, but history will remember this moment, when 100+ nations said, enough, and ended the counterfeit empire with a whisper, not a war. The Great Reset is no longer coming. It's already begun. Brace for impact. And remember this. Silence can collapse an empire. Frank 26. When you remove the terrorists that the whole world, every nation on this planet Earth is fearful of. When you remove that type of tyranny, what happens to the Middle East, or better yet, what happens to Iraq? Safety, security, stability, freedom. Sandy Ingram. Iraq manages its exchange rate through a currency auction system. Every weekday the Central Bank of Iraq holds auctions where it sells US dollars, which come from Iraq's oil revenues, to licensed banks and money exchangers. This is how it regulates the IQD to US dollar exchange rate and how importers access foreign currency. The Iraqi dinar doesn't have options, futures contracts, or other financial products traded on global forex exchanges like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. This makes it inaccessible to institutional investors who might be looking for hedging or large-scale speculation. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com